I am boiling in my stock pot water, getting ready for them noodles. Now that we got our water almost boiling, it's doing its, it's hot. There is salt in there. Next, I am actually going to be putting in 2 pounds of noodles. I want you to remember that there is no oil in this water, okay? No oil in the water, just salt. I'm getting ready to start my cheese sauce. So, a lot of people use Velveeta. I go to Aldi's. I get their brand. Why? Because it's $3 cheaper than Velveeta, but it's literally the same thing. Just saying. I'm going to tell you now, before you even get started, oil pan. Thank me later. Do not use a good casserole dish to make baked macaroni and cheese. Don't do it. You'll regret it. Foil pan. Again, thank me later for that. So while my noodles are boiling, I'm going to get my cheese sauce together, okay? And we have to start by cutting the cheese. Wasn't that a joke? He cut the cheese. Oh well. This is literally like, I like making macaroni and cheese. It don't bother me. But this is literally like the worst part of it to me, is cutting up the damn cheese. You would think that it's not a big deal. No, it's not. So let me show you what works for me. If you have come up with an easier way to cut a block of Velveeta, please share that. I want to know. So the easiest thing I've come up with is to slice this down the middle. And of course, it's Velveeta, so it's soft. I cut it down the middle. And then I just flip it over and cut the other side down the middle. That way you kind of have these, longer pieces, as you see. All right? But you have 4 of them now. And then I literally just do it like so, and they'll be in little cubes. Fuck. Gemma! I just lost some cheese, but my girl Gemma is coming to the rescue. Yes, eat the dog, eats cheese. He likes cheese. Don't you know cheese is okay? So, this is all cut up now into these little squares. Look, woo, squares. Squares. Well, that one didn't cut so well, but that's okay. Squares. It's right there. Waiting for her to get her cheese and move. Could you move now? Go on, move. Yeah, there's no more. All right. So now that I have this done, we're going to put it in a pot. We're going to get our cheese sauce made. My good friend Butter is here. So I'm going to start by putting some butter in the pot, okay? We are making the cheese sauce. And I'm actually making 2 pans of macaroni. You don't have to use that much butter if you don't want to. I like butter. Girl, I could probably gnaw on a stick of butter if it wasn't so greasy, because I like the taste of butter. So I'm putting that in there because I want it to blend in with my cheeses. And you guys are going to see how I do macaroni and cheese. You guys might, it seems like everybody has their own recipe, don't it? Everybody has their own. This is just mine. I want to get all this little cheese off my knife. Because, Velveeta sticks to everything. I promise it does. And I'm going to take the rest of my Velveeta and put it right in. Again, this was not Velveeta. I got it at Aldi's, which is, they sell the same shit, just different names. Okay, now that I have my Velveeta in here with the butter, we want it to melt, of course. And that's what we're working on. We're working on it melting right now. Don't walk away from this, okay? I tried that before. Don't do it, because you don't want it to burn up. So I want that to be nice and buttery. In the meantime, I'm going to add some things to it, because I'm making a sauce that's going to go on this 2 pounds of macaroni. Don't forget to stir those noodles either. So here is sour cream. It's going in. Sour cream will help keep it creamy and moist. So I'm just going to use this whole little thing of it, okay? Trust me, it's really good. And of course, I'm keeping this, it's my fine Tupperware. And now I'm just kind of stirring that sour cream right in with this. Let me show you what it looks like. Look at that. It's starting to look good, y'all. But it's not ready. Now, a lot of people, they want to put all different kinds of seasonings in. I usually just put a little pepper because cheese is kind of salty. So I'm going to add cracked pepper. I'm just going to do it now and get it over with. That way it's in there and done. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of extra. I am going to add a little paprika. This is just for color. We don't need a whole lot. Ooh, that was a good amount. That's enough. Done with that. And we're back to mixing. Why? Because I don't want this stuff to burn. And your cheese will burn, y'all. Look at that. Yes. All right, but we're not done. We're not freaking done. Next, I'm going to add cream cheese. All right, the cream cheese, and I did leave it at room temperature. So it should melt, and I'm putting the whole thing in there. Don't judge me. It's macaroni and cheese. It's macaroni and cheese. It's not supposed to be good for you. It's supposed to taste good. Oh, and I know I'm going to hear it. This is not diabetic friendly. You're right, it's not. It's not weight loss friendly. It ain't nothing. Honey, it's the holidays. And my kids, my family likes my mac and cheese. And that's what they want. So while you're mixing all this up, make sure you don't forget about these noodles. Give them a stir. Otherwise, they're going to stick to the bottom of your pan because we didn't put any oil in there. Don't forget to stir your noodles. So while your cheese sauce is over there cheesing, I'm going to make another mixture. I'm actually using 3 eggs. Normally, I would only probably do 1 or 2 because I make small pans. But because I'm making 2 large pans, I'm going to do 3 eggs today. Normally, I would use 1, maybe 2. Okay, this is the controversial part, whether people do this or not. I'm also going to use a 1/3 cup of flour. Some people do, some people don't. I do. 1/3 cup of flour. All right, done with that. And then, where's the one? Okay. I'm actually going to use heavy cream. So the heavy cream goes right up in this. And I would say this would have been about a 1/2 cup to a 3/4 cup. Once you mix these together, just get a whisk and whisk it together. Okay? You're gonna whisk, 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 and keep on whisking. Till you get it all blended, because nobody wants to taste flour. Okay? They don't want to. Trust me. No, it's actually a good consistency. So it's at a pretty good consistency, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in my cheese sauce. Okay, now that our sauce is over here, it's doing its thing. There's still a little bit of cream cheese that hasn't all the way melted, and that's okay. I'm not going to waste a drop of that. I am going to take my little flour, egg, and cream mixture, and I'm going to dump it in. Now, you're going to want to, because there's raw eggs, you're really going to want to hurry up and start mixing this together. Because you don't want your eggs to turn into scrambled eggs in your macaroni and cheese. So we're mixing this. This is going to be really good. So we're going to mix this all up. Y'all see that going, right? I also am getting ready to do sweet potato pies, and those are actually in the oven. They should be just about done. So I am mixing all this together. This is going to be delicious. When I say this is going to be so good, oh my God. My son, he requests this all the time. Not even at holidays. When it's not a holiday, he's like, Mom, will you just make some macaroni and cheese? But I don't, because I know he'll eat the whole pan. Okay, now that it's mixing up and it's pretty good, that your cheese sauce is going the way you want to. I still have a little bit of cream cheese in there that I can see, but it's okay, it's gonna melt down. Next, I'm gonna add some cheddar cheese. This is a medium cheddar. It's a thick cut. Doesn't matter what cut it is that you wanna use. I just got it because it was cheaper. The thick cut was like literally I don't know, I think 50 cents cheaper than the finely cut. So that's the whole bag I just put in there. All right, now we want to mix that up in there because we want that to melt. And I was making sure while I was going to the folks, I was making sure all those pieces were in there. When I tell you this is mixing up so good, this is gonna be so good. Oh, we gotta check our noodles, y'all. Noodles are good, they're actually almost done. We got our cheese sauce that is cheesing. Look at that. Yes, yes. All right, I'm also going to do one more. This is a Swiss and Gruyere. And I'm just gonna do a little bit with this because I'm actually gonna put more you'll see when I put it together. I don't know why I sit there and try and tear things and have an issue when I can just come over here and grab the freaking scissors. So this is a nice Swiss and Gruyere. And I'm just gonna take and put like half of that bag in there because I'm gonna use some for something else. But I want it to go in my cheese sauce. And when I tell you, baby, this cheese sauce is coming together so good. Oh, okay. Girl, I was scared I made scrambled eggs. It is just cream cheese. Look at the pull. It's the pull for me. Okay, now, let's drain your noodles. Ooh. That was heavy. That was 2 pounds. And now I'm going to shake a little bit because sometimes, you know, water will be left in that noodle. Hey! Now that you've drained your noodles, put them back in the pot. Now that you've made your cream sauce and you have drained your noodles, let's take this good cheese sauce and put it in the noodles. Make sure you get all of it, honey. Because, well, number one, you want all the goodness. But number two, you don't want that shit drying to your pans because you're never going to get it out. All right. That part's done. Now that you got poured your cheese sauce into with your noodles, time to mix. And you're gonna mix a lot because it's gonna be heavy. It's going to be tiresome, but just keep mixing until every noodle is literally covered. Like I said, I'm making 2 pans because one is staying here and one is going. When I say mix, mix. It should be mixing up really good. Look how creamy that is. You can't say that don't look good right now because it definitely does. All my noodles are covered and we done mixed. So now that your macaroni and cheese is mixed up, you made a cheese sauce, you got your noodles done, everything like that, you're literally foil pan. And I'm making 2 pans. So let's get it rolling. All right. So if you do not have, I recommend if you have like a spray, like, you know, what is it, Pam, the spray on grease thing, do like a butter flavor kind of thing. Because you want people to get in there, but you don't want them to like, you know what I'm saying, when shit sticks to the bottom. So here's what I do. I don't have any spray on, so I take a paper towel, put it in my butter, and then I am actually going to butter my pans. Guaranteed, my macaroni will not stick to the sides because the last thing you want to do is struggle or have anybody else struggle I used a good amount of butter. That way I could grease both pans. Because again, you don't want to struggle, I don't want to struggle, we don't want our guests to struggle. So now, I'm going to give it another stir. It is so creamy. And I'm going to dump part in this pan and part in that pan. Now I'm not going to, I'm only doing part, hold on. Ugh. I'm tired. And now I'm hot. Okay, so we have some mac in this in here. Let me, you know what, I'll just do the one pan because I don't think y'all can see like you should. All right, so we got the mac in here. All right, now I got Colby Jack. I'm gonna take some Colby Jack. We're gonna put it all through here. Honey, it ain't mac and cheese if it ain't cheese and cheesin'. Okay? Nice little layer of that. I'm also gonna put a couple flakes of the Swiss and Gruyere in there. And that is what it's looking like so far, but we ain't done yet. Now I'm gonna put some more on there. Yes, it's heavy. And I wanna put some down that way, that way, that way. Okay. I still gotta make a whole nother pan. So as much as you can, just go ahead, get that out there. I think I'm gonna need some more. You could literally just go ahead and fill it to the top with mac if you want. Yep, I know, I seen it. This that shit though. This that stuff. You're almost there, darling. Almost there. I have everything covered and ready to go. Y'all can't say that is not some beautiful macaroni and cheese. But hold on. We're not done. Okay, now that you got all your macaroni in there, make sure you put this in, start soaking it with water. You don't want that cheese to stick. So, we got that in there. I'm going to take the rest of my Colby Jack. I'm going to put it right on top. Now, if this don't constipate you, I don't know what will. I know, again, I'm going to hear it. It's not diabetic friendly. You're right, it is not. Because there was a time when I wasn't diabetic. This is one of the reasons I probably am. But my kids aren't diabetic. My family, I'm the only one in my family that is. So this is what they requested. This is what they're going to get. Now that your mac and cheese is together and it is ready to go in the oven, get your oven, 375, put it in there. You can do 375, you can do 400, you can do whatever. You're basically just doing it until the cheese on top melts and is bubbly. Y'all look at that. Yes, ma'am. And there's a little crust to it too. Yes, ma'am. But let me show you what I'm going to do now. Okay, so now that I got this out the oven, what I'm gonna do, and it's still hot, you wanna do it while it's still hot, is I'm gonna add some of this good Swiss and Gruyere cheese on the top. And it's gonna melt and look so pretty, but it's gonna taste even better. Okay, I'm not gonna put a lot. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I wanna make sure everything's covered. Now, at this point, you can either, so a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take the lid that comes with like a foil pan and I'll put that on the top and it's ready to go and it melts the cheese and it stays that way. But this is also going to melt on here. I just went ahead and use the rest of that bag. It was probably, this is probably like a 1/4 cup. This ain't even a 1/2 cup. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that. And I realized after my video that, you know, like after I put it in there, I didn't use the rest of this, which is literally like, what, a handful? And I'm just gonna kind of just go over that. And this is again that Colby. That Colby Jack. Now, let me show you what I'm gonna do so that it melts and my son will want to come eat because he's been hounding the kitchen. I can smell it downstairs. So I'm at home and I'm a little handy. I'm not gonna say I'm ghetto because I don't like to use that phrase, but I'm a little handy in the kitchen. I'm gonna take this other foil pan and I'm literally just gonna put it on top. So all the little heat comes in and melts that cheese up. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I would say 10 minutes tops. I'm sitting here and it'll look great. All right, y'all. Remember when I told you about 10 minutes on here with that cheese? Let's take it off. Bam. It's good, it's melted, and we can eat it. So not only do you got cheese in the middle, you got cheese crusted on top, and then you got this smooth, creamy cheese. Yes, ma'am. So I'm sitting here thinking, you know, it just wouldn't be proper if I didn't cut it and show you what it looks like, right? Let's do that. Okay, let's do it. I think my son is creeping around the corner. So we're gonna cut into this. It's nice and thick. Of course I got my portion control plate. Now I'm making a really thick mac and cheese. Hope y'all can see this. And no, we're not going from the middle. My little piece that was falling off. My blood sugar will hate me for this later. Okay. Y'all see all that? Now, I'm going to take it right from here because I want a piece of that crusty. Come back around. And it's hot. And that is so good. Remember, rule number 1, don't put any oil in the pot with your noodles because you want that cheese to stick to your noodles like it is. Okay? And what's wonderful, the cheese actually is inside the noodles too. So when you bite it, you get like a little gush of cheese. I outdid myself. There'll be no bitching in the kitchen today.